is Michelle, and I'm not sure what this channel is going to be called yet, but tentatively named Making It with Michelle. I make a lot of things, but primarily my obsession has been with cross stitch. So my goal today, as I have tentatively dubbed this a 3/4 year WIP parade, because we're in September and we're a bit past mid-year, and I've been putting this off for about a year. So my hope is that if I get it done this weekend, thank you so much, shout out to my dear husband for putting up with me and helping me with this whole operation, that this will get done, and hopefully I'll be brave enough to post it on YouTube. So my goal today is to show you all of my WIPs. I'm not sure of the number. Maybe I'll be good and I'll count them all at the end, but probably not. But my goal is to show you all my WIPs. I make most of my bags. In addition to cross stitch, I'm a quilter as well. I made this over here. One day I'll get it off the wall and I'll show you guys. But right now I'm going to show you my WIPs and the bags that they're in, and if I have a few that are from other makers and a few gifts, so I will be happy to show those as well. Okay, here we go. This is not in any order whatsoever, except maybe eventually I will talk about how it's been 100 years since I've worked on some of these. Okay, so this is the one I was working on this morning. So this is called Throw Wide the Window by Shakespeare's Peddler. Let me get it in there a little bit closer. Oh, I gotta watch my audio as well. Okay, so Throw Wide the Window by Shakespeare's Peddler. I have used the Roxy Floss Co. conversion, so I don't know all the names of the floss, but the linen is 36 count French hen, also by Roxy, and it's amazing, and I love it, and it looks so good, and I'm almost done. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do, this is gonna fall if I stop holding it, if I'm gonna do the words at the bottom, because it says Jane Summers finished in her 10th year or something like that, and so I thought about putting Michelle Burt in her 32nd year because I thought that'd be hilarious. So there's Throw Wide the Windows. I actually started this summer. I got it in the mail after I got home from a cross stitch retreat and immediately started it in the airport on the way to Wisconsin. So this is its project bag. I made this myself using the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch tutorial, and this is a tilde fabric. It's really cute with little squirrels on it, and the lining is just something I had in my stash. This is, I can't remember the name of the designer, and here's the Roxy Floss conversion if you care to look at that, but it's beautiful and amazing, and I love their floss. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put these away as we go, or else chaos will ensue. Okay, my next one is one that I started, I think it was last summer. This is by Forbidden Fiber Co. It's their conversion. That's a Taylor Swift pattern. This is a 16 count Ada. Where's its bag? Here it is. This is also the bag from Forbidden Fiber Co. It's super cute. It had a charm on it, but then the charm broke, so that is disintegrated. The pattern is, it's all Forbidden Fiber Co. floss. It's called Eras. Obviously, it doesn't have Taylor's newest album on there, but the fabric is really nice, and the floss, of course, is amazing. I'm using 2 strands. On the other one, I'm just using 1 strand. I ordered the 36 count in that French hen because I was nervous I wasn't going to be able to see it, and then you can see it perfectly, but it's still really nice. So that I think I'm going to give as a gift to a friend of mine, but it's really fun, and you saw I was some amount of way through. I'm really good at this. Okay, love this. This is a Frogwarts year 5, because that was the year this year that they did at the online retreat. This is the bag that came with it. I picked my own. That was a Royal Pale Blue by Color and Cotton 36 count. There is some amount of over 1, and so let me show the pattern here. I have all the patterns in here together. They did it on a pink. Oh, that's year 4. Oh, year 4, excuse me. This is year 4. So they did it on a pink, which I wasn't real jazzed about. I like the color pink, but my kind of thought process was I want to use a color that's sort of related to the old book covers. And so this is the kind of start of that, of number 12, where Sirius lives. And so that's as far as I got. And I didn't even attend the retreat because we ended up going on a trip. And so that's as far as I got on the one day that I decided to work on this. So my goal is I'm gonna do them all separately because I want to make the colors different, but that's where I'm at so far. Not very far. Obviously, need to get back to that, but that's okay. Okay, let me put this over here. Okay, next, and like I said, the color, I think it may have been Royal Pale Blue on that fabric, and then it was all the called for overdyes. I'm trying to build up my stash because it's been really hard to just go to my floss and pick something that I already own. And so I don't mind buying all the overdyes because I know I'm not going to use it all up on that project. And so eventually when I finish in 100 years, I'll have all those floss again in my stash. And so it'll be easier for me to pick floss and things for projects just off what I have. Okay, this is Saltbox Quilt Sampler. There's the pattern. Super cute. Sometimes I'm in the mood for muted and sometimes I'm not. And so I went to StitchCon this past summer with my mom, and on our way home, we stopped at Color and Cotton in St. Louis, Missouri. And so that's where I got that Royal Pale Blue for the Frog Awards year 4. And then now so we did a conversion, my mother and I, on that Saltbox Quilt Sampler. And so here's what I have so far. This is just a solo die from Color and Cotton. This is a 40 count. My favorite color is purple. Eventually you'll figure that out. But I'm happy to share my conversion. I stopped on this house because there's an American flag, and I tend to not stitch very many American flags, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to change it to, so stay tuned on that. But I really want to get back to this. It's beautiful. I love the colors that we picked. I can show you all the colors. They're lovely. There's, like I said, a purple, some greens and blues and grays and teals and all those good stuff right there. So, and this bag I did purchase. This is a Painted Leaf Co. bag. I just loved those bees and the purple, the lilac color. And so I've used this for a number of projects now, but right now it's holding my Saltbox Quilt Sampler. And like I said, my mother is also working on that with me. We're using the same colors. She picked a different fabric. I can't remember what she picked, but it's gonna be great. Okay. I wasn't sure if I should show this next one. This is by Hands On Design. It's that Gather Wildflowers, because I've completed one of the 3, and so it's like, does it count as a WIP? I don't really know. But I'll show you the one that I've done. I've already done the one that I really wanted to do. Isn't that so cute with the house and all the flowers? I don't remember what that one in particular is called, but this is on a 32 count Small Potatoes by Lapin Loops. I just had it in my stash and I thought it worked really well. And this is all the called for DMC. Here's my bag. I made this one. Again, it's another Tilda fabric. It's so cute. Again, the lining is just this nice purpley color. So I haven't started any of the other ones. Oh, that one's called Cottage Wildflowers. But I haven't started any of the others. This one was my favorite, but I bought the wood board to put them all on. And as I love fall. I really want to get the fall one and do that one, but like I said, I haven't really gotten there yet. So I wasn't sure if that counted as a WIP because I finished the one, but I'm trying to do all three, but it's okay. All right, my next one is a Blackbird design. This is the I Love More Strong. I'm doing the cover one here. I love the colors. I have not done many Blackbird pieces, but they intrigue me. And so let me just say this real quick, a little interlude. My quilting vibe has changed over the years. I started with 1930s really traditional fabrics, and I still love them, and I still quilt with them. But I tend to more modern quilts. One day I'm happy to show you as many quilts as you guys want to see, but this is kind of an ode to my traditional vibe, and I love this. So here's what I have so far. I don't have a ton done, but I really like the colors. This is on 40 count Lakeside Vintage Straw Flower, I believe. This is the only piece of Lakeside linen that I own. Obviously, I'd love to do more, but it's hard to find. So I'm really happy with this. My progress is really lovely. Again, the colors are amazing. I think the fabric, it looks really good on the fabric too. So I'll get back to that eventually. Okay, let me show you my bag. So I stuff this in here. This, again, I made my own dimensions of this, but I constructed using Elizabeth Ankin Stitch's method. It's really cute. This is a Robin Pickens fabric line. There's the grunge in there. I saw Christy Crosshatch making some bags, and I was like, oh, I can make that. I only have 1,000 of those little mini charm packs, and now I'm buying more because I want to make more bags, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. Next is Pumpkin House by Liz Matthews. I started this last year when I was only stitching on Aida, so this is a 16 count Aida. I'm using Forbidden Fiber Co., the Tiger Lily conversion, and I really like it. I love the idea of sewing the two pieces of fabric together. I'm not afraid of that. Eventually maybe I will be afraid of that, but and I'm using the called for that she recommended again, but this was in my Aida phase, and so that's what I'm still using. This is just in a Mad for Plaid. When Kimberly came out with the purple, I bought 4. I did give 2 away to my mom and my sister. I also have something else in here if we're interested in my random interludes, but I'm also obsessed with this. I bought this last year. I have, again, the Forbidden Fiber Co. conversion. I'm not a big Halloween person, so I don't know if I'll just leave that off or change it. I think Cross Stitch Kate did Pumpkin Patch, which is pretty cute. I ended up putting a piece of fabric in here. I had a different one when I, again, was doing 2 strands. This is white clay, so I thought that'd be nice with all those colors. So I haven't started it yet. I've only started 10 other fall items, so I figured I should start every single fall item that I own. I don't know. Maybe I will. Who cares? Okay. So I'm going to throw that back in there. So I didn't make that bag, but... Okay, next is... I don't know if it's called Grind or Back to the Grind, but this is by Silver Creek Samplers. Oh, this is my progress. I guess you might want to see the cover photo. This is Back to the Grind by Silver Creek Samplers. And my husband and I love coffee. We're obsessed with it. I drink 1 cup every day. And so I really like to have like a coffee kind of themed cross stitch spot in my home. And so I started that. I bought this really lovely, so here's my progress now that you know what the cover is. Here's my progress. I'm doing pretty good. This is on, actually I don't know if we can tell that in the picture, but this is a lavender, it's by Grace Notes. I bought it at StitchCon. Let me see if I can figure out what it's called. I have my book right here, but who knows. Okay, let's see. This is on 40 count Pensiera by Grace Notes. So it's a lavender color. Again, my favorite color is purple, so I just thought those colors looked really nice, and it gave me an excuse to use this fabric. So yay me! Okay, let me put that back in. Oh, this bag I got from one of my table mates at StitchCon. I can't remember her name, but she was very lovely. At StitchCon, my mom and I sat with 3 other people from Texas. Oh, I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. Never stated that information. But from Texas, which was hilarious, and it was 2 sisters and their sister-in-law, which was super sweet, and then another lady from Ohio. Her name was Christina. Okay. Next, okay, this might be a restart, but I decided to show it anyways. So this is coffee and eggs, again to go with my coffee themed wall that eventually will be in my house one day. Everyone's stitching this or has been stitching it. I started it a while ago, and this is as far as I got because after I started it and I did like the leaf, and then I picked it up again, and I don't like stitching with 2 strands as much anymore. I haven't gotten that far. I have no idea what this is, a 28 count linen, no idea what it's called. I'd already cut the fabric, so I'm kind of regretting that. But I think I'm gonna restart it. Did I put any options in here? Oh, I did. I did put an option in here. This is by number 12 Stitch Co. Fall Starter. I thought would be lovely. This is a 36 count, but I can use that 1 strand. And I thought this kind of yellowy, browny, cream color would look really good with all that floss on there. So I'm not opposed to restarting this. So there's coffee and eggs. Oh, here's my bag. This one's really fun. This is a vinyl front bag. This is a by Annie pattern. I used a Camille Ross Kelly fabric line, and I made a little matching bag just to put my floss in. It's really cute. So yeah, and it has this really nice zipper charm on it. So I made that at a quilt retreat last summer with my mom and my sister. I don't have too many vinyl front bags that I have made because I'm really bad at buying vinyl, as in I don't do it, and so it makes it hard to make vinyl bags. Okay, next. Okay, so I really got into cross stitch basically like last summer. So I had made some cross stitch ornaments. So I was in a quilt guild, and so I'd made one for that, and then I also had a smaller swap with some of my friends. We did an ornament swap a few years in a row, and so I cross stitched all of them an ornament. And so after that, as many, I would think, people's gateway in from quilting to cross stitch is Lori Holt. She's a freaking genius, and so I started with her. There was a Christmas kind of sampler that she had where it was like a 3x3 with all these different little things. And so then from there I moved on to some other items. But anyway, so last summer, after I discovered my local needlework shop in Arlington, Texas, called the Stitch Niche, things had escalated because I didn't have to order things online. As a quilter, I hate to order fabric online unless I know exactly what it looks like. And so it's hard for me to order fabric and floss online other than the called for because I don't know what it's going to look like. So going to the Stitch Niche, eventually I'll show you all my finishes, but I had, like I said, taken off from there. So for Christmas, I had picked out some really particular items that I had wanted, and this was one of them. So this is Winter Moon by, excuse me, I'm trying to freak you out there, Plum Street Samplers. So I ordered the kit. Well, I got the kit for Christmas from my mother from Country Sampler. And so I started it, and my goal is to have it finished this year, but this is as far as I am. I'm over halfway, sorry. And all of the bricks are mapped out for some easy fill-in. I just haven't been in the mood to work on this. Again, we'll see Michelle's Jolly July stint, and this was not a part of it for unknown reasons. It was on the plans, but didn't happen. So I'm loving this so far. Some people said that they didn't like, this is on the called for, I think it's 36 count salt bush. I love the color, and I think it looks great. So that's where I'm at. Did I have another? Sometimes I store 10 projects in one. Oh, okay, I do have another project, but here's my bag. This is, again, a Lella Boutique old fabric line called Little Tree. I ordered this little zipper pull off of Etsy somewhere, and there's something in there. This is another Lola Boutique. It's not the same fabric line, but so it's my bag. I made it. It's lovely. Okay, let me stuff this in here. I did iron all of these, and that wasn't as tedious as I thought it was. Okay, I had to Google how to iron cross stitch. I knew it was from the back, but like I would just, iron it away and nothing would happen. And then I discovered you have to spray it with water. So anyways, that's my new method. Okay, here's my other project that's stowed away in this bag is Christmas Mini Moon. This was actually, I started in July. I have never been a Christmas in July person in quilting. In July, I'm just like, no, it's not Christmas yet, so why am I gonna worry about Christmas stuff? But cross stitch, for some reason, was a thing this year. So this is how far I am. I got really far. I wasn't really jazzed about the colors of the floss for, oh, I'm sorry, you can't see that. For the Mini Moon, Christmas Mini Moon. So I don't know if I'm gonna change those. I've already bought them, so at this rate, I might as well. This is a 40 count Bramble by Picture This Plus. I went to Nebraska a few years ago. Actually, maybe it was last year. It was last year. Last year, I went to Nebraska, and I was, again, kind of hot and heavy with cross stitch here. And so I found a cross stitch shop. I went there with a friend of mine. I was at a work conference in Omaha, and it's called Reflections Framing, something. If I'm really good and I edit this, then I will try to scroll it, I don't know, or put it in the description. But if you go to their website, you can order online, but sometimes they have like cuts of fabric already available. And so I wanted just to try a bunch of fabric. And so that was one of the cuts that I had bought from them. So that was fun. Okay, let's see, next. This is another Blackbird. This is Strawberry Fields Forever. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Strawberry Fields Forever. I am a really big Beatles fan. And so I bought almost all of these patterns except my favorite song of all time, which is Eleanor Rigby, but I haven't bought that one for unknown reasons. So I bought this one. I love strawberries. I think this is the cutest thing in the whole wide world. So I started it in the June, was it, for Marjorie's Strawberry Moon Stitch Along? I didn't get super far, but I love it. So this is on a number 12 Stitch Co. 40 count French pear fabric, and this is where I am. So I just kind of have the border. I love stitching borders first, but one day I had about 20 minutes, and so then I decided to do this base. I don't know. So that's the thing about Blackbird is sometimes I really have to be in the mood because there's so many color changes, and some days I just really like stitching without thinking, and so Blackbird's not the case for that. So here's my bag I made. How sweet is that? This is Strawberry Lemonade by Sherry and Chelsea. I put a couple tassels on here. This is a Lori Holt strawberry, but obviously it goes perfectly. There's my fabric on the back. I love it. So cute. Okay, so quick story about making bags and these things. So I decided I needed to make some tassels. Well, that apparently is incredibly difficult if you're just trying to use like your hands and like pliers. So then I discovered there was a tool you could get. Anyways, that was life changing. And so I love putting these little tassels, making them and putting them on my bags. Sometimes it's still a pain in the butt, but that's okay. All right, next. Oh, this is a kind of a depressing start, but that's okay. So again, on my love for autumn, I have this book, Winds of Autumn by Blackbird Designs. I got this book in Nebraska on that same trip. And because, of course, I was in Nebraska and I bought the book there, I, of course, had to stitch Nebraska Prairie. So I have finished that. That was my actual first project on 36 count linen. Well, kind of my second project, but this was the one where I really got comfortable with it. But so one day I'll show you guys that. But I am stitching. Everyone in the world has stitched it except for Michelle Burt because I am late to the game. But I am stitching if I can find it in this book. Oh, I think it's the last project. Mighty Acorn. So when I went to Nebraska and I picked this up, I kitted up 2 projects, Nebraska Prairie and this one. So I'm not using the linen that I picked anymore because it was a 32 count, and I again am not as I don't enjoy stitching with 2 strands as much anymore. So I hadn't started it, but I just put that piece of linen back in my stash, and I have a different piece now. So I think this is a color in cotton. Let me look it up. Again, I have my book here for a reason. My husband Aaron was like, just get going. And I was like, I need my notes. Okay, this is 40 count white tee by Color and Cotton. Okay, I knew it was Color and Cotton. It was 40 count, but couldn't remember what it was. There's dog hair on every single one of these projects. So this is my tiny little start. Again, I love starting with the border. Obviously, I'm obsessed with houses, so I'm going to get there eventually. I love the fabric. The original fabric that I had was like tea leaves by Color and Cotton, so this is very similar to that, but just a 40 count. So I cut my fabric with a 2-inch margin, so it's not going to be super big, but I love that. So, and I put in 1 acorn. I love acorns. I love strawberries. Thank you, Celeste, for saying that you also love squirrels. Love squirrels, love acorns. So that's where I'm at. And there's needles in every single one of these projects, because if there's not a needle, then I won't stitch on it. Oh, I have another project in here. This is the Merry Autumn Pin Keep. I haven't started it yet, but I have picked out some fabric for it. It came with broom grass by Needle Bling, and I have stitched on that. And for some reason, when I stitch at night with my odd light, it like reflects, and then it's really hard for me to see the holes. I don't know, I'm sure it's the light thing and not the fabric thing. So I picked this instead, and also to make it smaller. This thing is freaking ginormous. If you stitch it on 36 count, it's 9 by 6, and that is huge. So I picked this. I got this at StitchCon too. This is a Seraphim Caramel. That looks really yellow, probably because my paint is yellow in here. But it's really lovely light brown caramel color, hard to believe. And so that's what I picked, and I love 46. This is a 46 count as well. So that'll make it a little bit smaller. I don't know if I'm going to start this year, but it's in the bag. It's living in the bag. Okay, and here's my bag. This is Bountiful Blooms by Sherry and Chelsea. They're one of my favorite fabric designers. So, and the colors in here with the kind of pinks and creams and blues and everything is just lovely. So there's that. Okay, next is when I just started. It was like late August I started this. This is the Hometown Holiday Sampler by Lori Holt. She's a freaking genius, as I said earlier. So I started stitching it. I did put them all on those cute little mitten floss drops. How cute are those things? Oh my god, I'm obsessed. So anyways, I put them on their floss drops and I started stitching. And one thing to note about Michelle is that I do not enjoy stitching letters. I never thought I would stitch a sampler because I don't think I like stitching letters, and this is like 99.9% letters. So I started it, and then I think I'm going to just stitch the first row and then jump down to the part that I really want to stitch. And I don't know if I'm going to do that junk in between. So anyways, this is on 36 count white clay by Fox and Rabbit. Oops. Hopefully I didn't screw that up too bad. And this is where I'm at. I stitched kind of the whole top row, just the one stitch border, and then I did the stars, and then I literally did one letter and said, ooh, I think I'm good for now. So, and this is as wide as it's going to be on 40 count. It's going to be teeny tiny, and I love that. Okay. So this is in, I just keep it all right in the bag for now. I love making project bags. And I have stuff to make a lot of project bags, but sometimes it's the interfacing and the zippers and stuff that gets in my way making a project bag, and then I'm like, should I finish other stuff and then put this in there, but whatever. Okay, next. One of my favorite designers is Pansy Patch and Quilts and Blueberry Ridge Design. So when they came out with this situation, okay, pause please. Here we go. It's called Mistletoe Manor Sampler in Smalls. How amazing is that? Oh my god, that giant pink house. I love it. And the smalls are so freaking cute with the reindeer and the sleigh. Oh yeah. So anyways, so as I am on Instagram one day and Pansy Patch was like, oh, we did this at a retreat and I have some extra kits, I said, boop, add to cart. So I didn't get super far. This is on the called for. Again, it's that kit. This is 36 count Kentucky Rye by the Grateful Thread with all those Valdanis. So this is where I'm at. Again, just started the border and then I got bored with the green, and so I put in some of the cute flowers and I love it so much. So this will be amazing. I cut the piece down because I got tired of dealing with all the extra fabric. So, and I will be doing the smalls. I'm jazzed about that. Okay, put this in the bag. So this is one of my first prototype bags that I made. So this is a Cora Yoder fabric, old fabric line. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's super cute. I used all of the mini charms. So this is a 6x7, and then I decided that I liked a 7x6. And so then I decided that I liked a 7x5 better. This is not that much bigger, but I don't know. I just liked the shape of the other bag. So I'm obsessed with this. I made my mom one for Christmas last year, and I think she likes it. Okay. Next. Okay. You'll love this little teeny tiny start as well. And my beautiful project bag. Okay, so this I ordered. Okay. So I was kitting up a project and I needed one skein of Roxy Floss Co. Well, obviously I'm not going to pay shipping from Canada to buy one skein of floss, so I needed to shoehorn some other things in my cart. And one of those was the Throw Wide the Windows. I've been eyeing that forever. But I also ordered this, which was from a retreat, Stitch West, Stitch North, Stitch something. And I love the colors. Again, there's so much purple. And I never hesitate to buy any Roxy Floss Co. Again, because eventually I know it'll go back in my stash and I can use it for other projects. So I just ordered the kit. This is on 46 count. I think it's called Catnap. Let me make sure I'm holding it the right way. Okay, I think this is right. So this is where I'm at. This little teeny tiny operation here. Yep, I know. This one I did order 40 count because I thought the fabric looked lighter. And so I thought it would be easier to manage, but I could have ordered it on that French hen too. And the fabric feels amazing. The colors are really great. I worked on it, I think, about one day. And then I was like, boop, don't care about this anymore. Let me move on to something else. But I'll get back to that. I love the colors. Of course, the purples are amazing. Oops, I don't know what that was. Look at those purples. That's called Marvelous, LOL, and Over It, haha. So, perfect. And there was a kit you could get with a bag, but I guess I needed to get the bag. But one day it'll have its own lovely fabric project bag. Okay, we have made it through one of my little bins. Hot dog. Okay, I'm going to show you a project that I was too embarrassed to show, and then I worked on it for like an hour last night, and I'm still not jazzed about it, but it is what it is. Okay, so this is Souvenirs of the Heart, Autumn in Amana? Question mark. So that's what it looks like. It's so cute. I love fall. I love those squirrels. The colors are really nice. But I was like, YOLO, and decided that I was going to do what it's called for, which is 20 over 1 on 28 count mushroom Lugana. Don't know why I could have made it easier on myself and done 25 count, but apparently not. So I started this, I don't know, sometime in the summer when I was feeling, I guess, bored and wanted a challenge. And so I stitched the 3 little, what are those called? Acorns in the upper right corner. And then I was like, oh, that looks disgusting. And didn't put it back up. I'm still wavering on whether I'm gonna pick it up, if I'm gonna take those out, because when I worked on it last night. So here's where I'm at so far. Again, not much progress, but I did some of these little doodads, and then I started on this border a little bit. And then I was like, ooh, that's too much. Because I decided that the best way I stitch in hand, and I stitch with the sewing method, and that's what I tried to do with those 3. If you look at my stitches and don't throw up, well, congratulations. But I decided that the best way to do the stitching was with the poke and stab method, and I hate doing that with all my heart and soul. So anyways, this will be a long-term project, even though it's the teeniest, tiniest thing in the whole wide world. So now I haven't said a word about floss. That's because if I don't say anything about it, I'm just using the called for. So like I did that colored cotton conversion, and that's when I talked about floss. So this is all my little rat's nest that I have in every little project, so just don't worry about that. Oh, this bag is I guess I can talk about this. This is one of those Lori Holt panel bags, of course. I made this small one and I had put some floss in it or something, and then this little tiny project fit perfectly. So that's what I put in there. I need to make the rest of them. Okay, next. Okay, I'm going to be turning to that side because that's where those bags are. Okay, my next project is The Quilted Witch by Lori Holt. Oh, I guess I could show you what that looks like. Okay, don't mind me as I pilfer for the cover photo. So that's what it looks like. It is the cutest thing in the whole wide world. I also have the quilt kit. In the quilt kit, I have made approximately 1 block. I've got much farther on the cross stitch. So one of my goals is to finish this in October, because my goal is to finish it last year, really, but that did not happen, as it is still in my WIPs. Okay, just not gonna worry about that. Okay, so here it is again. Now that you know what it's supposed to look like. So I've done pretty much everything on the first 2 pages. And I'm kind of working my way to the other 2 pages. So I have to finish the skirt, as you can see down there. I didn't get all that done on that page, but it's kind of the pain in the butt to stitch. But this is a 32 count, Atomic Ranch something. If I was really good, I would know what it was called, but I'm not that good. But it's lovely. Dune, maybe. That's one that you can do. But anyways, oh, you know what? I have another piece on a 46 count. Let me look it up. But it's really lovely to stitch on. And again, that was back in my 2-strand phase. But I'm still going to finish it with 2 strands. Okay. Was this May? Okay, Amber Waves, excuse me. So this is 32 count Amber Waves by Atomic Ranch. So stitching that cat was actually a lot more fun than I anticipated, and of course I love the pumpkin. So I haven't worked on this since last year, but like I said, my goal is to finish that this year. Okay, here's the bag. So this was another Buy Any project bag. I use this crazy zipper and it doesn't even zip right, but it's totally fine. But then look at the back. My mom was making her, so she's stitching this with me. My mom was making her a bag and she wanted to put this witch's hat on the back, and I said, hey, would you make me one? And she did, because she's cool like that. So thanks, Mom. So, and it has a matching little floss bag that I made. Oh, this actually has a sparkle vinyl in it, if you can see that at all, who knows. But it's really fun. I used this Tula Pink fabric that came out last year and just random other fabric that I had. So there's that. So that's where my Quilted Witch resides. I'm not a huge Halloween person, so I won't have a lot of Halloween projects. This is probably the only one that exists currently, but that's okay. So yeah, the zipper's really goofy, I know. Okay. Next. Okay, next is, here's my bag. This is another Sherry and Chelsea fabric line called Emma. So there's a project that has to do with an Emma in here. This is Emma Thatcher, 1854. So I bought this at market last year. Last year was my first kind of market experience. I think I had found the stitch niche kind of on the tail end of market in 2023. So I hadn't really experienced it before. And this year I did. So I got that. And this is where I'm at. So again, I did all of the border. And that was really fun. It's not perfect. Somehow I got off like a half a stitch. And of course, I didn't realize it till the end. And of course, you know, fixing would have been like my nightmare. So that's where I'm at. And the border was really fun. This is, I bought the fabric at a D-stash. It's a Fox and Rabbit. It's a Dust Bunny, but it's different than the Dust Bunny that came out at market. So I think in the D-stash, it was like a fabric of the month that they called Dust Bunny, and then they changed the colors. It's like a light pink color, and it's really lovely. So that's where I'm at. And the colors are amazing. I'm using all the called for. I couldn't get one of the fancy flosses, so I'm just using a DMC for one of them. I think it might be that green. Who knows? So there you go. There's that. I love that one. We'll talk about Sampler September eventually, so don't worry about that. Okay, let me get out this bag. This bag I made as well. This is cute little bee bag. I actually just got another charm to put on the bag. That little bee. I thought it was really cute after I put my little tassel on there. So this project is, again, from market last year. It's called A Buzz at Midnight. So there it is. How lovely is that? I watched the Museum Stitcher, and so I kind of saw her stitching this, and as she stitched it, my obsession grew. So I did get all the called for 36 count sapphire. I got the DMC because I'd never stitched with silk before, and so apparently that was intimidating at the time. So I have done very little on this. I literally have this teeny tiny little flower situation. This is really hard to stitch on at night for me with my light. It does that same reflective thing that broom grass does. So when I work on it, it has to be in more natural light. So I haven't worked on it a lot, and now I love silk, and I'm kind of wishing that I had started it with the MPI, but I'll just keep with the DMC and live my life. So there's that. It's really fun. I need to get back to it. Once I started it, I was just like, eh. And I love my bag, that little periwinkle color. Okay. I'm not situating good. Okay, next, you'll all love this. This, I don't know if I have a cover photo. Oh, I guess I do. So, this is a temperature stitch from 2023. And it is now 2024. So, I was keeping up. My mom and I are working on this together. This is where I'm at. I got all the way through. It's on like a 16 count Ada that I got from Hobby Lobby. Well, that's really pretty blue color. I love the linen, and I love the colors. My mom and I did our own colors because Fat Quarter Shop didn't put any purple, and we were like, well, we need some purple. So if you're interested in what colors we used in temperatures and things, and we live in Texas, and so we tried to put more of the warm colors, and I guess we did more red purple, but regardless. So one of the months was like spread out over 4 pages, and I was just like, no. So that's where I stopped. I think I made it all the way through June. So I made it halfway through, and then July, like I said, was over all 4 pages, and I wasn't about that. And so I printed it out again so then I can tape it together and then do it, but obviously not a priority. This is a lovely Amazon bag. Didn't make this one. Okay. Next. The next one will probably be a restart as well. Here's my bag. How cute is that? It's the Lella Boutique. I think this is Love Note. I think this is the one that came out recently. So this is Little Pink Houses by Annie Bees. I saw somebody stitching this on Flosstube. Maybe it was Sweetwater Stitcher or something, and immediately became obsessed. I love houses. And so I started it. I did my own color conversion because my favorite color is not red. And so I did a conversion to some pinks and things like that, and I started stitching it. So this is where it's at. It's on a 32 count cottage, I think. I think it's just as white guard. I got it from a D-stash, so I don't really know who did the fabric. And I miscounted, and you're like, oh, it doesn't look like it, but I don't know. I don't know if I will continue. I'm in the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month Club, and I received this color, and I thought it was pretty close. Obviously not as dark, but I thought it still like had the vibe of the dark color. I think Sweetwater Stitcher did it on a blue, and I liked the blue, but obviously didn't start it on a blue. So whatever. But the colors I have Thundercloud for the gray. This is not on a nice ring, and it's, really blah. The pinks I have Strawberry Fields. I have Poinsettia. I have Sweet Petunia. And I have whatever this black is, Coal. And I have 12 grain. So these are my colors. I think they'll be really lovely eventually when I get to doing more on this. So like I said, I fudged it, but I don't know. So this is kind of in timeout for the time being. And then again, since it's on 32, I decided to use 2 strands, and now I'm like over that, and so that's a potential restart. So far we're up to 2 restarts. That's where we're at. But at least, that was good. At least it's in a cute bag, right? Right? Okay. And you're like, nobody cares, Michelle. Okay, next up is one of my favorite projects. This was let's talk about this project, because I don't think I got this out and ironed it. Nope. This is the mini charm is Petunia, but I also used, this is a Jen Hewitt fabric. I don't remember what the fabric, it's also Ruby Star. Okay, yeah, I didn't iron this, and I totally forgot about it. This is Pretty in Pink by Shakespeare's Peddler. Again, this is kind of, as you can see, my market situation. Okay, what am I stitching this on? I believe this is a Roxy Flosco? Question mark. When did I start this? Yikes. What was that called? Pretty in Pink? Let's see. Maybe it was, oh, here we go. Oh, no, this is one of my birthday presents to myself. I started this in May. My birthday's in May. I bought some Cedar River linen. So this is 40 count Spindrift by Cedar River linen. And I say I've gotten decent progress. So this is where I'm at Pretty in Pink. I'm almost halfway, I would say, because I'm almost to the next page. But I'm trying to do all the green first. The green really nice. It is, I think, English Ivy. Oh, Pine Needles by Color and Cotton. And I'm using all the called for, blah, blah, blah. I just haven't done much of the pink because I'm trying to persevere through all that crazy green. And I work on it every once in a while. Sometimes I just need a monochromatic project. And yeah, and that might be it sometimes. Okay, next project. Let's get to the real next project. This is a gingerbread fabric line. It's something birds. I can't really remember. But this one was really, the colors are usually not my colors, but I loved the birds. Okay, this was another birthday present to myself. My husband bought me the chart. This is my first hands-on design, Hands Across the Sea. This is called Memories of the Past. And as you can only imagine, what attracted me to this was that purple flower border. Love a border, love purple. So as you can see, you're thinking to yourself, Michelle, I thought you didn't like letters. That is correct. I do not like stitching letters. And there's about 37,000 on this situation. So I'm definitely gonna stitch kind of the first two with the alphabet and whatever else is underneath that. And then this whole verse, that will have to be changed. And so my plan is to, well, obviously work on it, but I want to put a house right there. So if anyone has ideas on what kind of house I can put right there, please leave me a comment. And I'm not opposed to putting another hands across the sea pattern in there, like house right there. I did buy all the 103s. Well, my in-laws bought me a gift card to 123 Stitch. So there's my nice organization. So I'm stitching it on 46 count amber waves. That's how I knew that other one. And it's this, I posted about it on Facebook or Instagram, and I was like, page finish, and the page is like this big. Oh my gosh, crack myself up. Okay, here's where I'm at. So that's what I've done so far. And it's my first experience with stitching it with this 103 silk, but it's really nice. I just have some problems. So I'm using a number 10 beading needle, and I'm having trouble threading it. And then you're like, okay, Michelle, use a needle threader, obviously. So I've tried 5 needle threaders, and it can't deal with that little teeny tiny eye in the beading needle situation. But that's okay. I'll persevere through that. And then sometimes the silk is like too silky, I suppose, which is a great explanation. But it is a challenge sometimes to stay threaded. And as you can only imagine, is if I have trouble threading it and trouble with it staying threaded, keys to success right there. So anyways, but every once in a while, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to work on that. And I don't mind 46 count. So this is what I like to do. When I try a new count, I buy a huge project. So when my first foray into 36 count was I had signed up for the Jingle Ball, and I had signed up for Liz Matthews' Christmas tree class, and that was on 36 count. I was like, YOLO, we're going for it, and I started it, and I picked this beautiful blue, also by Atomic Ranch, called Bloop Bloop, which is a really fun name. And I tried it, and I was like struggling, obviously. So then I went to Omaha, Nebraska, and I bought that stuff to make that little tiny drum, and that really helped me. And then I went back and, of course, conquered 36 count. So then 46 count, this was my first project on 46 count. So I had started it, and then over the summer I did a little project on 46 count. Infinitely more familiar with it, comfortable. I love stitching on 46. So now I'm back to this one, and I'm a pro in my mind. I'm a pro. Okay, what's next? Oh, okay. So then let me take a drink. We will be editing this out. Okay, so this summer I also went to a local retreat. I have been to many a quilt retreat, hosted many a quilt retreat, love retreating. Love being with people that shares the same hobby as me, can help inspire me, can help, do whatever I need them to do. I'd never been to a cross-stitch retreat before, so then my mom and I went to StitchCon, which was kind of a wild first cross-stitch retreat. So then I had done that. I had signed up for that online Black Needle Society Frogwarts retreat. Didn't make it to that one. And then I had also signed up for an in-person retreat at a local quilt shop called Boxcar Quilts. Been there 1,000 times, retreated there many times. Love the owners. Laura, no. Laura, excuse me, also has a math degree like I do, so we bonded many times, and they're lovely people. So signed up for this cross retreat, didn't know anybody. Turns out I knew one person. No, two people, Joellen and Jana. And so anyway, so I went to the crossroads retreat. I made some cross stitch friends. Oh my gosh. And so that was thrilling. So anyways, so there was a box you could buy. I, for some unknown reason, decided not to purchase it, but one of my table mates was kind enough to give me the pattern. And so I started it. So this is this is my first The Proper Stitcher pattern. It's called All Is Calm. Isn't that so cute? Obviously love the house. The border is not crazy. There's those cute little cardinals in there. And it's all DMC except for one. So, yeah. Isn't that cute? So I did decide to start it. This was one of my Jolly July forays, as was Christmas Mini Moon. This one. I started Christmas Mini Moon before I came to the retreat because I was like, oh, I'm going to work on it there. Incorrect. But then I started this because I thought that was super cute. This is on 40 count sugar cookie by Color and Cotton. Oh, I'm looking for it in the bag. It's not in the bag. It's lovingly ironed over here. So this 40 count sugar cookie. It's beautiful. So this is where I'm at. Like I said, started the border, worked on the little bird. I did some of the letters. Luckily, this only has not that many letters. And I got to the house and, of course, obsessed with the house. So I did some of the snowflakes, and they're kind of ghosty, but I kind of like that. So that's where I'm at. I need to work on it again because my roommate, whose name was Judy, who I come to find out is Laura's mother, who is the kindest person. She has finished hers, and it is amazing. And now I want to work on this to finish mine. She beat me. She's good. Go, Judy. Okay. So this is my bag. I got the mini charm. Well, my sister got the mini charm for me. This is also by Corey Yoder. This is her newest Christmas fabric line, Starberry. And I bought a kit for a sheep wall hanging at Boxcar that weekend, made out of this fabric, so I thought it'd be fun to put it in there. I also bought Annie the Proper Stitcher's next one in this series, Words, which is the fall one, and obviously I want to start it like immediately because I'm obsessed with fall. But I just got all the floss in yesterday. It needed a bunch of weeds dye works. I thought it was going to be like the Christmas one where there's a lot of DMC, but it wasn't, but whatever. But look, oh my God, look at those squirrels. Look at them. Oh, I love them so much. So I kitted it up with, I think this is my newest piece of my linen club, Ophelia. I thought, there's the back. I thought it would look really lovely on that. It's just like a nice brown. And it says to use small potatoes by Laughing Loops, but I don't have any of that. At least not an account that I prefer. So that apparently is living with its friend in a Christmas bag. But who cares? Okay. Next is another Christmas project. I thought I was going to work on for Jolly July or whatever. It's Christmas in July. Here's this bag. This is another Lella Boutique. Can you see who my favorite fabric designers are? Obviously. This one I put this cute little bow charm. How cute is that? Oh, there's the camera, Michelle. Okay. So this one is another blackbird. This is my first blackbird I think I started. It's called Early Christmas Morning. This was another one of my earlier forays into 36 count linen. Oh, what am I stitching this on? I don't know. I wrote some notes down, but nothing about the fabric. Let's see if it's in the bag. It's really lovely. I think it's no. Who knows? Anyways, I've started the top, and I started with the little house, and it's amazing. And then I started the extra bits and bobs, And I haven't picked it up again because I miscounted in these like this leaf branch situation. And so I haven't decided how I'm gonna deal with that. I really don't want to take it out because I'm sure I used 5 different colors of green brown in that, and so it's in timeout. And I might pull a Brenda. She just stitched the top and she didn't stitch the words to go around it. And as I'm realizing how little I enjoy stitching letters, I might have to do that. So I would like to stitch it all, but I don't know. Okay, I think this is my last potential restart is next. Is this even in a bag? Did I put it in this bag? This is another bag I made. How cute is that? It's a Robin Pickens line. I don't know what it's called. Okay, and this is one that everybody's done. This is Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. This was a Christmas gift from my sister last year. I put this chart, I put the fabric that I wanted her to buy and all the threads in a card, and I screenshotted the card and sent it to her. Isn't that a good idea? Because it's hard to send stuff that you want. Anyways, if it's not already kitted up. So my dear sister got this for me. And I'm thinking this might be a restart as well. This is on 36 count Winter Brew by R&R. This is literally as far as I got. I brought this to my parents' house on Christmas Day, and I started this at the kitchen table before we ate, and have yet to pick it up again. And I think I tried to pick it up, and I just am not jazzed about the colors, and I'm not jazzed about 36 count linen anymore. So I don't know, and like I said, I literally have nothing on there. So I think I'm gonna restart it. I used all the called for colors. There was one Gentle Arts color that was impossible, and so I subbed Wagon Wheel by whoever that is, Classic Colorworks, and I think it looks good. I just don't think I like the red. It's mulberry and it's like an orangey red, and it's very muted, so I think I just need a different red, and that will make me more excited. And I don't know why I'm not liking this linen, but I'm just not liking the linen. Maybe it just doesn't feel good in my hand or something, and I'm just being persnickety. Who knows? But obviously I'm not stitching on it, so. But it got a nice bag. Whatever, Michelle, there's something wrong with you right now. Okay. Now, let me show you my oldest cross-stitch WIP that I'm willing to show you. I have a secret WIP that I'm not showing because I'm embarrassed, and maybe I'll get brave and next time I'll show you because I need some help with it. Okay, so before my husband and I moved down to Fort Worth, you know what, I don't even think I have a cover photo. Oh wait, I kind of do. So before my husband and I moved down to Fort Worth, this was kind of when I was inching back into cross stitch, my first inch back into cross stitch, and I had started a Christmas stocking. It was just like a dimensions kit. It's my not so secret WIP that I'm too chicken to show you because you'll see. But then I started like looking online at cross stitch stuff because I had started quilting pretty hardcore, and so I'm like, oh, I can order stuff online. So then I found Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and they were starting a club, and it was the Sweetest Pie Club. This is the club version. I have only printed out 1 month because, you know, long story, but I've since bought the pattern again, and so it's all there, but this is all I have in this moment. And so again, I was stitching on Ada. This probably is 14 count, but I had started it about, like I said, in like 2017. I was working full time, so it would have been like 2017. And this is as far as I got. Isn't that hilarious? So I had started in the middle because that's the only thing I knew how to do, and it is a circle, so I probably would have started in the middle anyways. But I had only done, when I picked it back up, I think I had only done like some of this. So I did this whole piece, and then I worked the border over, and then I started over here. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest. I think it's really cute, but it's so much stitching for something that's, I guess I'll say, not 100% my style. I was thinking about giving it away as a gift to a friend of mine who's a baker, so we'll see. Again, I just like have to get in the mood. And since it's on Ada, it's harder for me to get in the mood for that, but you know, stay tuned. And this one is not in the bag. It's in this little thing that I made a long time ago. It's called, oh, I couldn't even tell you what it's called. I don't know. It's like a book, something book. But I love reading, and so I used this book fabric that is really lovely, and I wish I had 100 more pieces of it, but I don't. Like the inside is like this, sorry, don't look at that. The inside is like this library card fabric. Isn't that cool? So yeah, I wish I had more of it. And look at this, you'll love this. I put all the fabric on this cute little floss style. Didn't cut any of it up, but I was smart and I put all of the numbers on the back with washi tape. But who knows what week Starworks 2129 is? I don't know. So yeah, that's a mystery that, you know, future Michelle will have to solve. So yeah, isn't that great? I don't know. Oh, I have another frosted pumpkin stitchery pattern in here actually, which I should stitch one day. It's a cute little penguin. But anyway, so that's living in here, which is not really a bag, but this weird situation. Okay, we're almost through. I say almost because we're on my last pile of little bags right here. Okay, next. So here I have this thing. I, again, love fall, love Teresa Kogut. This is by Starlight Stitching Co. It's her tote bag? I don't know. Go Starlight Stitching Co. It has these handles. How cool is that? And I love this fabric line. It's called Bittersweet Farm. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get any. And so I was like, let me buy this. How great is this? I don't have to stick my needle in my project anymore like I did on every single other project. And I just love the colors of this. Anyways, short story long, I did buy some of this fabric. But I was never going to make this, and she did a lovely job. So this is a project, it's called Hello Autumn, and I'm doing this cover one, which is called Hello Autumn. I have problems with this pattern for various reasons, but I need to make a working copy. And I'll tell you about my probs. So here's my start. Let me move this. I have another project kitted up in here. So here's my project. Here's my start. And this is like 3-4 nights of stitching, I kid you not. So the fabric is, I knew you were gonna ask. The fabric, did I start it in September? I think I did. The fabric is 36 count sandbar by Color and Cotton. It's not a perfect contrast, but I think it just makes it look warm and autumny, and I'm here for that. So I've only worked on the border because I can't show the chart, obviously, but this border, you would think looks exactly the same all across. It is not exactly the same. Some of these are like 6 stitches and some of these are 5 stitches. And if you're not paying attention, like yours truly, then you mess up and you have to go back and undo that, and that's really frustrating. I also hate starting and stopping threads. Maybe everybody feels that way and they just don't voice that opinion, but I'm voicing it. And so it's really hard for me to do a lot of the border at the time, because normally I would just like go and do all of this green. But if I did that, I would be like jumping over like 5 to 6 stitches, and I don't really want to do that. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, and I'll get over it eventually. I think I'm going to start this pumpkin to make myself feel better about the project, and just to see how more of the colors look on my fabric. So I thought about restarting it because the colors didn't contrast, I guess, as much as I was hoping for, but I don't know. I cut the fabric guide. I really like the color of the fabric. So I put my floss on these really cute pumpkin floss drops by Lori Holt. Let me get my fat fingers out of the way. By Lori Holt. I think they're so cute. My Quilted Witch floss is on there as well. And I'm using just all the called for. There's 1 Week's Dye Works Indian Summer. I think it's for that barn. But it just lives here. I'll show you my other project. That I haven't started it yet. I don't know if I will, because reasons. So the other project I have in here is, if I can get the pattern out, is by Jeanette Douglas. It's called Vintage Acorns. How cute is that? I bought this at StitchCon because I'm obsessed with acorns and squirrels. And there's one squirrel on here and I can't wait to get to it. So this takes like 37,000 different browns. And I had some of them, but apparently I was like, I'm going to start this tomorrow. So why would I order the rest of the floss that I don't have? So I did my own conversion and I haven't started it yet. So we'll see how it goes. I tried to go for the vibe of what Jeanette Douglas did, and she's a genius. So who am I to change her colors? But who am I to not change her colors because I didn't have the fabric or the floss that she did. So these are my colors. Again, the ones that I had, I picked out, but I have some other Weeks Dye Works thrown in. I have a color and cotton thrown in. So we'll see. I have it all written down, and I was gonna do it on this it's called Buttermilk. So that really looks good. As you can see, none of the floss on there. There we go. So hopefully that looks good. I think it will. Again, the pattern is kind of weird because it's not just like an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Let me multitask here. It's not an 8.5 and 11 by 11 sheet of paper. I think she did it on like a legal size, so it kind of folds out, which is nice in the grand scheme of things because it's not separated over different pages, but I don't know, it just makes it harder for me personally to work with. And Starlight Stitching Co. put this cute little charm on my bag. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? It's like some beads and then it's a little pumpkin. So I really want to buy another one, but this was somewhat expensive, so who knows. Okay, next, another bag made by me. This is some Blackbird fabric that I think I ordered online or something. I don't know. There's lots of dog hair on this. I don't know if you can see that. If you can, well, congratulations. It's kind of janky. I messed up on it. Anyways, you didn't know that. So this is a Modern Folk embroidery called Love Thy Neighbor. I have done another Quaker by Modern Folk Embroidery. It's a small one. It's hanging right there, and you can't see it. But, so I wanted to start another one. And again, sometimes when I'm stitching and I finish something like a motif or my thread and I'm like, oh, let me move somewhere else, I get like, I don't want to say, I get stuck. So like, it's hard for me to make a decision on where to go next and what color to use. So sometimes I like a monochromatic piece because then I just have one choice to make, which is where do I go next? So I took inspiration from Cam the Stitcher. I think she made it up. Some pink on pink conversion, which is very lovely. And I did a purple on purple conversion. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I think it looks amazing. So I'll just stare at that a little bit longer. The fabric is 40 count hydrangea by Fiber on a Whim. And I saw it on Elizabeth Ankin's Stitch. She's doing some boat situation on there, and I really like the fabric. But I had bought the floss in a purple. It's this Roxy Floss Co. called Grape Soda, which is an amazing name. And so I'd already bought this. I just bought the color because I liked it, and you can stitch Quakers in whatever color. Well, I had started it on another piece of fabric that I had. This is my other start. It's a 36 count, and I liked it, but I had started it on my birthday and hadn't picked it up in 3 months. And the last Quaker that I did, I couldn't stop. So I'm like, clearly something's wrong with, not wrong, but something I'm not liking about it. I guess now I can not leave that in that bag. But then I saw hydrangea, and then I was worried that it wasn't going to show up, and so I ordered online, and then I stitched a little bit, and it showed up, and I think it looks great. So in the 36 count, it was going to be huge, so 40 makes it slightly better, and I am really enjoying it. I just struggle with counting sometimes, hard to believe. So that's my Quaker bag, my Quaker and my Quaker bag. Okay, next. Okay. What to say about this? I had stitched a Blueberry Ridge design pattern called Sampler Season Spring, and I loved it. Loved it so much. And it was monochromatic, which again, sometimes I just need a break from, I guess, 2 decisions instead of 1. Lord be with me. So I really wanted to do the autumn one. I bought stuff to do the summer one, but summer came and went, and I just like couldn't get with it. So autumn came, and I was like, you know, I really want to stitch that. I had joined the Bestitch Me Silk of the Month Club as influenced by Amity and Aaron at the Hathaway Stitchers. So I had some silk, and I had stitched the spring one, in Gloriana silk, and I was like, well, now I'm obsessed with silk. So I had some oranges to pick from. Well, then I like rifle through my stash, and the autumn one doesn't exist. So I finally ended up buying the autumn one and the winter one, so now I have them all. And this is what it looks like. It's very lovely. My colors won't look anything like this. My fabric is 36 count sand, I believe. Let me look. Wet sand, by Bestitch Me. And I got 36 count because it looked really dark, and I again was concerned about seeing it and stitching on it. The silk is also Bestitch Me. It's called All Lit Up. So this is what I have so far. Here's my silk. I think it looks pretty good on there. Again, obviously I haven't stitched a ton, but I like the darker fabric with the lighter floss. And I think the orange looks really nice on there. I hope you guys can see that okay. Let me get my face out of there and hopefully it'll focus. So that's where I'm at. I'm clearly not a ton, but then, you know, something happened. But I cut the fabric last night when I was ironing. But I think it'll work out great. Well, and if it doesn't, you know, I'll let you know. So that's where I'm at with that. Not very much progress because, as you can see, I've started 1,000 autumn things. Okay, next. I do like to stitch smalls. And my projects, I guess I'll say, are typically medium-sized, like between 100 and 200 stitches on a side, except for Memories of the Past, which is probably going to take me the rest of my life. So this next is a small. It's called Be Ye Thankful. It's by Brenda Gervais with Dye Needle and Thread. And I have stitched all of the others in this series, except for this one. So obviously I had to stitch this one. And when I do my finishes, I'll show you all of my finishes. But this is as far as I am. I'm stitching it on 40 count Winter's Brew by R&R, which is not my favorite fabric to stitch on, but I think it looks really good. I did swap out one color so far. This is actually black coffee instead of, it was supposed to be caper, but caper was green. And I'm so sorry, but this little blackbird needed to be black. So I'm stitching with black coffee. A little bit of a nod to my friend Lisa, but I just think it looked good, and that was one of the only blacks that I had. So there's that. And those two are living in this project. Again, if I'm sure you can see, it's nice and fuzzy. I made this portfolio. This is from the Tiger Lily Designs Project Keeper, I think she calls it, pattern. I bought the pattern, and I made one for me and one for my mom. Mom's is much more put together. This is just using all fabric from my stash, all zippers from my stash. This is an old Tulip Pink fabric line that also, hers has the purple. I sacrificed the purple. She also has purple. The purple Tulip Pink sewing machines on it, and so I used this one. So yeah, that's the only one I've made because, again, vinyl. But it wasn't that hard to make, and I would make another one or 10. Okay, next. Okay, next is my current obsession. I kid you not. I got this project. It came in the mail on Wednesday. Came in the mail on Wednesday. Today is Sunday. I don't even know what day. Today is Sunday, September something. 15th? 15th? Sure. Sunday, September something. And I got this the Wednesday before. And this is... Oh, let me find the pattern cover. I know what it looks like, so why would you guys need to know what it looks like? That's not it. You can also, I'll show you guys what's in my little bag here too. Oh, here it is. Feels Like Fall by Brenda Gervais. I knew immediately when I saw this. It has Quaker stuff, it has a house, it's fall, I'm obsessed. So I ended up buying the kit from Farm Girl Dry Goods because it has, she was able to work with needle and flax to get the kit kitted up with the needle and flax Thornfield. And I've never stitched on needle and flax, and so I was like, here's an opportunity to not just buy a random piece of fabric, but there's a purpose, and came with all the threads, whatever. But then I ended up just buying another piece of Thornfield needle and flax from Farm Girl Dry Goods. You know, who am I? So anyways, this is where I'm at, and I love it so much. I am not even kidding. This is the only thing I want to stitch on right now. So this is all called for. Again, this is 40 count Thornfield by Needle and Flax. I did buy another fat quarter. I kind of wish I had bought a yard because I kid you not, this is the easiest 40 count I've ever stitched on. My needle's like, and it is amazing, and I love it so much. Now, does my thread still knot? Well, yeah, sure, but my needle just glides in and out, and I love it. And I'm just doing the back stitch as I go. I'm like, whatever, it looks good. Just look at that. Oh my gosh. Obsessed. This color that's in these little Quaker motifs is called Gingerbread, and it's very lovely. So yeah. If I hadn't already ironed this, this is what I would have worked on last night. I worked on this morning and this last night. I worked on Throw Wide the Windows instead because I had forgotten about it and hadn't ironed it. So I'm excited to get back to that. So this is in a bag I recently made. This is by Fig Tree, Joanna Figueroa. This is called Jelly and Jam. I got the fabric for this at Boxcart. I put this cute little cherry charm on it, and I think it's very cute. It's not really fall, but it's fall-esque, fall adjacent, you might say. I have about 30,000 other fall patterns in here that I want to make, many of them Brenda Gervais. When I pre-ordered this kit, I also pre-ordered Autumn Swan by Brenda Gervais. I did the Summer Swan in preparation for, okay, so I saw the Autumn Swan, and I had the Summer Swan, but I hadn't started it, and when I saw this was coming, I was like, well, I gotta go stitch summer to get it over with before fall. So I love this so much. I think I am gonna stitch the whole thing, mainly because I love these acorns in the bottom corners of the word autumn. I don't really care that it doesn't match the other one, but I didn't buy the kit. I'm just gonna kit it up myself. And I bought another piece of fabric with that 40 count Thornfield. I bought this Stitch Me Hot Cocoa. So I kind of was thinking about stitching Autumn Swan on that. I thought would be nice. So, and I will say this, the Summer Swan, you stitch the swan in Arrowhead, and to me that is a very light pink, and my swan is not pink. So I changed it to Grits by Weeks Dye Works, and Brenda must have sensed that I had changed that because this one is done in grits. So, you know me and Brenda. Just kidding. So that's next. After I finish Feels Like Fall, and hopefully I'll finish Be Thankful, then I'll work on my swan. So some other things I have in here. I have Autumn Gatherings by Brenda. This is a kit from Country Sampler. I had originally just ordered the pattern, but then they called me and said they only had the kit, and so who was I to not get the kit? But it's on Heartland by Picture This Plus, which I never stitched on, so I'm looking forward to that. And I've taken apart it many times, but I somehow cram it back in here. So I do want to stitch that as well. I also have Feels Like Fall, I think is lovely. I really want to get that orange. I think it's called Pumpkin Patch. And stitch that on there. I really want to get the old stationery linen too by Seraphim, just because I don't have much Seraphim, and so I think it'd be fun to get that piece of fabric. So I have that in there. What else do I have? I have a witch in her garden, and I don't count this as Halloween. I just don't. This is fall to me, and it will go with my quilted witch. So again, not very many Halloween, basically quilted witch, and I bought this because I think it's so cute. You can see that's it all kind of out. I wonder if this would fit. Chantel has a board that's kind of like skinny and long like this, and I wonder if this would fit on there. I'm kind of too chicken to make a drum so far, so because I work so hard on the stitching that I don't want to like destroy it in the creation of a drum, so I really need to take a class. And then I also bought this one. This one also does not scream Halloween to me because she's like in the woods. She's vibing with her mushrooms, you know, and I love the mushrooms so much. The mushrooms are, I'm sure they're this campfire color, and I don't have that, so I'm gonna need to get that floss color. I think it's super cute. What is this? Oh, vintage country milk. Okay, so I have that. And then the last one that's in this little random bag is The Mighty Oak by Kathy Barrick. I've never stitched a Kathy Barrick before. I own a couple of her patterns, but I've never stitched one before. And this one, again, the acorns, and there's the squirrel, obsessed. I love it. So, and I might break down and get the NPI kit, or the NPIs for this. I'm secretly hoping that Hillside Rookery will come out with the NPI pack for this, so I'm kind of waiting a little bit. Not that I don't have any floss or fabric to do it with, but anyways, so that's what's in this bag. And I love this bag a lot, and I'm glad I finally decided to use it. Okay. I guess I should put this back in there too, huh? Alright, I think this is the last one. Yeehaw! Okay, and the last one that I have been working very diligently on, here's the bag. And so, it's my other Lori Holt bag that I've made from that panel. So, I did a little bit differently. I put some batting in there, we quilted it, and then I bound it instead of, like the other one, it didn't have any bound edges, but the inside was raw edges and whatever. You don't really care about that. So there's the back. I put this really cute little charm. How cute is that? That reminds me, there's another charm somewhere. Anyways, this is, let me show you. Hold please, I guess you could say. This is Autumn Love. So this is one of my oldest projects that I started last year sometime. You know, I think it was last summer I started it because I was at a retreat with some quilting friends, and I had brought some things to start, and I was like, what should I start? And they had picked that. So this is on a 14 count. It's a Lori Holt fabric. I think it's called Parchment, but who knows? And I'm really far on it. This is my goal for September, is to finish this. So when I picked it up again a few weeks ago, I basically had, I don't know if I can show you without this falling down. I basically had everything from here down finished. So I did all of these borders. I did this kind of, these two inner borders, and then I did this block up here, which is my favorite one. So I made some really good progress, and I really think I could finish it, but I'm getting distracted by that Brenda Gervais. I did add some color. I'll say this too, sorry. This is all called for, except I added in 2 purples because it needed some purple. And they're 2 Cosmo floss. If you really want to know, just let me know. But I really want this to be done because I love it and I want it hanging on my wall. And because then I want to focus on the Quilted Witch and get those 2 kind of check mark off of the WIP list. Not that I really care, but they've lingered long enough and they're easy enough to where I can get them done. So I don't know where I'm gonna go next. I need to outline the house, I think, so then I can just have some easy fill-in projects for when I don't want to think when we're watching TV at night or anything like that. So I'm getting there. I really am. As I stare at the pattern on this video. So that's where I'm at, and I think that's everything. Those are my WIPs. Sorry, there's another really cute charm. And, oh, okay, let me show you my other really cute charm on my bag. That other one made me think of it because I bought them together. So on this little bag in the Quilted Witch is that the right way? Is this guy, this little cat. How cute is that? And it's the cat from the Quilted Witch pattern. So it's amazing and so cute, and I missed it earlier. Ugh. So sorry. So those are all of my WIPs. When I counted sometime this summer, I had like 20-ish, but I know that that's probably in the 30s or 40s now. But numbers don't really matter to me because I'm the same way with quilting. I like to stitch what I want to stitch, and I don't have any problems starting anything new. Like last night I was like, oh, I could start something new, and then I pulled out everything and I wasn't really jazzed about a certain color, and so that derailed me, of course. I'm hopefully going to a retreat in November at the attic. I'm going to Arizona regardless if I get into the retreat or not, I guess. I went to graduate school in Northern Arizona University, and so some of my friends still live in the greater Phoenix area. So I'm going to stay with them and visit with them, of course, but I'm hoping I get into that retreat. So I've already bought a plane ticket, already texted my friends, so I'll be in Arizona. But so I'm going to that. I'm really looking forward to that. I don't really have any plans, quote unquote. Oh, I was going to mention Sampler September. So because I did Christmas in July on a very strange whim, I was like, oh, let me do Sampler September. I have a couple samplers. I don't really know what the definition of a sampler is because some things, I'm like, oh, it has to have alphabet. But then people call other things samplers that don't have alphabet. So I don't know. Don't really worry about it. But some things I consider sampler-esque. Like I was like, oh, I'll work on memories of the past. Haven't picked that up. Since I live in Texas and it is still hot, I feel like every time I drink a pumpkin spice situation or I eat pumpkin bread or I think about fall, I'm hoping to usher in fall. So I think that's part of why as soon as September started, I was like fall, fall, fall. Even though it's hot as heck still here, I think it got into the 90s today. And that's okay, but I'm in the fall mood. And I don't tend to stitch, like I said, a lot of Halloween, so I'm not really there yet. Like I said, I think when October hits, I'll want to stitch on the Quilted Witch again. And maybe I'll do one of those other Brenda Gervais that have like the witch in them, because I think that'd be fun. But we'll see. We'll see what the vibe is. I'm hoping I want to stitch fall all the way through November. Last year I didn't really stitch a ton of Christmas until December. But like I said, I really like to do the Proper Stitcher one that I kind of started. And I'd really like to finish Winter Moon as well sometime this year. So I don't really know what I'll be feeling. I have some other patterns that I'm interested in. I don't really plan on stitching much for Christmas gifts per se, except maybe that Taylor Swift one I might give to a friend. Because I do like Taylor Swift, but no, it would never go anywhere in my home. So to me, then it's like, why would I stitch that? But we'll see. I hope that we all survive this together. My appearance is very unkempt, and I hope we're all okay with that because that's how I live my life. But anyways, please let me know your comments. I hope you enjoyed my WIPs. I love them all so much. And let me know what you think about my restarts. I had 3 restarts. I had coffee and eggs. I had two pink houses and winter at Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. So if you have opinions on those, let me know. And I will sign off here. Happy stitching. Bye.